On the 7th of September 2022, during a midweek service at Divine Kingdom Baptist Ministries, the servant of God, Dr. Ian Lovu, gave a prophetic warning about certain prominent leaders from Tanzania who will return from exile and might be arrested, potentially disturbing the peace of the nation. The following are his words.
In our prayers for Tanzania, I want us to pray for God to give leaders in Tanzania wisdom. There are certain people who are in exile who want to come back very soon, who want to return. Did they phone me? I don't know any politician in Tanzania. I'm not a Tanzanian. The Spirit of God told me that there are people who return from exile. Among the people who return from exile, or who are planning to return from exile, is a person who is very famous. So if the authorities there, out of fear, they concoct crimes, or they come up with crimes against this person, I see that it will disturb their image in the international community, and it may disturb their peace. So we must pray for Tanzania, for leaders to have tolerance. Right now, as I'm talking, there are people who are seriously planning to return from exile. I saw them returning from exile. Not one person. Quite a number of them who ran away. They are planning to return. Some of them are not politicians. They are prominent civilians from that country. They are planning to return to test the waters, whether the newfound freedom is real or it's a mirage. The Spirit of God says we must pray for leaders there to exercise a lot of restraint, even if they are provoked by some of these prominent citizens of their country. They must exercise a lot of restraint and act according to wisdom, remembering that there is no power on earth that anyone can exercise which does not ultimately come from God. God has to sanction the exercise of power in any part of the earth, because the earth is the planet that God himself created. No one can exercise power or authority on any part of this planet without God sanctioning it. What do I mean by God sanctioning it? He has to approve, even though he was not actively involved in the process. He has to say yes. If God says no after they've done everything, it's a no. A no from God, it's a no. A no from God, it means opposition against you will rise from nowhere, and you will be just hindered. So for those who are ruling in Tanzania, the Spirit of God says, you are ruling because God has said yes to your ruling in Tanzania. So when these people return from exile, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Don't engage in actions which may harm the international image of your country. Because I saw some of those people beginning to say and do certain things and then getting arrested in the process. And it was attracting a lot of negative publicity for Tanzania. So God loves Tanzania.
This prophetic message is being fulfilled as Tanzania's opposition leader, Mr. Tundu Lissu, who went into exile in 2017 and returned in 2023, has now been arrested and is facing treason charges. Watch the following news report.
In Tanzania, the opposition leader Tundu Lissu has been charged with treason, and this is causing unrest just months before the country heads to elections in October. Lissu, who leads the main opposition party, the Kadima, was arrested on Wednesday night right after speaking at a public rally in Mbinga. The police say that he was inciting the public, but Lissu and his supporters say that he was simply calling for electoral reforms to ensure free and fair polls. On Thursday, Lissu in fact appeared at a court in Dar es Salaam, more than 1,000 kilometers from where he was picked up. But despite the serious charge, he showed up in good spirits, surrounded by lawyers and fellow party members. However, Lissu was denied bail by the court.
Now, since this court does not have the jurisdiction, owing to the fact that the case is supposed to be heard by the High Court, this matter has been mentioned, and since the offence is not bailable, the chairman of Chadema, Mr. Lissu, has not been granted bail, nor has he said anything regarding the charge.
In 2017, 3 years before the last election, Lissu survived an assassination attempt after being shot at least 16 times. His arrest was drawn sharp criticism from human rights groups who accused President Samia Suluhu Hassan's government of cracking down on dissent. Now, the government, on the other hand, denies any wrongdoing. With elections approaching, tensions between the ruling party and the opposition continue to rise.
The servant of God, Dr. Ian Lovu, urges intercessors all over the world to continue to pray for peace and stability in Tanzania.